today's card, I'm using Paper Smooch's Spookalicious stamp set and matching Wise dies. So I had die cut the cardstock first and then inked up the stamp with Memento Tuxedo Black and then stamped that into place because it's easier with these ones since they're solid dies to die cut first, and then since you can see through the clear stamp, you just stamp over top. And super simple. And so for this little vampire dude, I used E40 and E42 for the skin. And then for the hair, I did my C5, C7, and then C10. And then just always starting with the lightest, working my way to the medium color, adding the darkest. And then you blend the darkest with the middle color, and then finally you blend it all together with the lightest. So you get a nice kind of blended gradient there. And then for his eyes, I just used my YG25. And then for his cape, I decided to go with purple. Normally I would do like, I don't know, it's just force of habit to always want to do it in red. But I wanted to go with purple because it's going to match the pattern paper I plan on using on the card. So I started with my V12, then I went in with V17, and then, or V15, sorry, and then V17 is my darkest. And then I blended the darkest with that V15 again, and then finally blended everything together with the V12. So I'm using paper from the Bella Boulevard Trick or Treat 12 by 12 papers that I had shown in a haul weeks ago. This was like, you know, my first big Halloween haul. And I'm pretty sure most of these papers are sold out, so sorry. They were really popular, I guess, from what I could see. But obviously, because they're so cute. So I used those, and then I'm using the paper pieces. I got a pack of those that coordinate with the pattern paper. And they're just random kind of die cut paper pieces. Some have words on them, some have little shapes. So I used this thing, or frightful shape, and I punched out the heart that was part of it, that it had something about to do with like a cute little pumpkin or something. So I just popped that out. It's gonna get covered up anyway. And then the frame as well, I popped out the center of the frame. That can be used for something else. And then added this little scalloped circle piece. And then the arrows is what inspired me. The little purple part in the arrow is what made me decide to color his cape purple. So I adhered all that down, just kind of randomly, not going perfectly straight, which for me, I have a hard time doing that. I'm so OCD. So I adhered everything down, and then I used dimensionals to pop the little vampire up so that he's popped up a little bit more. And then I die cut a bunch of bats using the same little Spookalicious dies and white cardstock. And then I'm just inking out the bat from the stamp set with the VersaFine Onyx Black again, and then just stamping them over, which I love, because a little image like this, I would not take the time to hand cut out every single one of those. That would just drive me nuts. So this is perfect. I'm loving that so many companies now are coming out with coordinating dies for their stamps. It just makes my life so much easier. So I used Tombow Monomulti to adhere the little bats down. And the ribbon, as always, is my go-to AmyR's Two Tones Textured. I used it on the video before this, and I always use this ribbon, but I love it. It is definitely my favorite ribbon, that's for sure. So, adhered the card front onto the card base, which was some Doodlebug pastel cardstock. The purple kind of matched the pattern paper. And then on the inside of the card, I'm using the same pattern papers I used on the outside. And then I grabbed another couple die-cut pieces from the little paper pieces pack. And then I wanted to use a sentiment from the set, so I inked up the Fantastic with the VersaFine Onyx Black, and then the Your was actually part of a stamp that said Your Beautiful. And even though I had a really hard time doing it, I actually cut them apart because they were way too close together to ink up just the Your. So I took really sharp scissors and cut them apart. That one was really hard because you had to go around the letters. But really, if you'll get more used to your stamps, it's just, for me, I just have such a hard time doing that. But I did it, and it worked way better. So I added a few more of those little bats on the inside, and then that was it for the inside of the card. And then, of course, I went and finished off the outside by adding some grape ice stickles to his cape to give it some bling. And that's all there was to it. So I will post a link below to my blog post with link to the supplies, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!